Welcome back, everybody. Third Phase Moon, Blake Cousins here. I just got a call from Utah. It's Brett. It's the pilot that experienced this monolith that has been found in Utah, and we've got some updates. So we're just going to get to it. Brett, thanks for joining us right here at Third Phase of Moon. Brett, can you tell me? There's a lot of people wondering what the heck's going on over there, and so it's interesting. Can you tell me what got your attention to this anomaly in the desert? Let's just start from the start.
So one of the biologists that was flying with me, his name's Wade. He happened to be the one that spotted it. He happened to be looking down in one of the canyons that we were looking for the sheep in. And so he basically just said, hey, turn around, there's something back there. So we kind of hung a U-turn and went back, and I couldn't see exactly what it was he was looking for, and then all of a sudden I spotted it, and I thought, oh, wow, that's kind of weird. We haven't ever seen anything like that out here before. And so we found a place where we could land within pretty close proximity to it, put the aircraft down, and we just kind of went down to investigate it basically and stuff. Like I say, it's pretty unusual. You've seen the pictures of it and stuff like that. From my own take, I mean, I know a lot of people want to believe that it's an alien thing that's been placed there, but it looks pretty man-made. It's hop riveted. They definitely spent some money on it. You can kind of see where they used concrete saws to cut into the sandstone and put it in place. We have no idea how long it's been there. It could have been a few months, could have been years. So that's kind of the extent of it. We examined it pretty thoroughly. There's no markings on it anywhere. It's solidly implanted into the ground. And that's kind of about the gist of the whole thing.
Well, let me ask you this, Brett, because we've been getting reports of people within the area, and this is kind of interesting because I received an email yesterday from eyewitnesses that apparently a few days before you witnessed it, they saw something fall out of the sky, and the people within the area noticed it. A lot of people were talking about it and said that what they noticed is that this thing descended from the sky. It looked like a monolith, and then it went over the hills. And what do you say to that? What do you say to people that say that this thing possibly descended from the sky?
If I didn't see the cuts in the ground from what I'm pretty certain is a cement saw of some sort, I could possibly buy it. But you can definitely tell that there's they cut it into the ground there. I'm more inclined to believe that it's some sort of new age artist, who just kind of came up with this thing. I don't know if he was a Stanley Kubrick fan or whatever of 2001.
Sure.
So it's hard to say, it's kind of the Bureau of Land Management. It's on their property, so to speak. So I think they're kind of taking it over from here, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Well, that's
we kind
exactly.
of climb around on the thing, as you can kind of see from the pictures. And it's firmly implanted. There's no doubt, but I'm not buying off that it fell out of the sky and ended up that way. I think it's more of a new age artist.
Well, it's interesting that you say that. Let me just say some of the people that have been communicating with me, and I'm just relaying it to what I've been hearing on the ground over there, that search and rescue actually showed up to the area. They tried to pull it out and put a harness around it and actually pull it out of the ground, and the thing didn't budge one single bit. Any word on that, on how rigid this thing is?
You say people have said that search and rescue went over to it?
We heard that. We heard search and rescue were there, and they were there prior to it, and then the military told them, they got to get out of there. Is there any kind of military presence going on in regards to this location at this moment?
No, this is all on BLM land. There's a restricted area about 25 miles north of it that they used to launch rockets apparently out of in the 60s and stuff like that. but that's as close as it comes. Most of the test ranges are out in the West Desert of Utah, and where this is located, they're not really that close to it.
So what you're saying is that this is public land in its own. It's a reservation or public land. Could anybody, let's just say, if a hiker was out there and just stumbled across it, would it still be there, or is this like private land?
No, it's BLM land, so anybody can go on it and stuff like that. But the big thing is the BLM doesn't want people going out, doing stuff like this if it is some sort of new age artist that's gone out and done it, just because it's kind of destroying the lands and stuff like that. So my guess is it'll probably be taken down at some point.
Absolutely. If we could get any kind of evidence, photographic evidence of this removal, if it's going to be taken down, how deep this thing goes, that's what we need to find out. If we need to debunk this thing and call it out the way you're calling it, as definitely an artistic representation of the monolith of 2001, that would be great. That's what we want to find out. But if we don't get any pictures of the removal, where this thing went, what it was made out of, people are going to ask questions.
Right. Yeah. You know what? I'm so far removed from it right now. I'm back out counting sheep, and we're moving on, so I won't have anything to do with that. That's kind of like on the BLM's hands at this point.
Well, Bret, appreciate you reaching out to us at Third Phase Moon, calling up. It's about 9:19 in the Big Island, and what time is it in Utah right now?
It's about a little after midnight here, so yeah.
Bret, appreciate it. Thanks for your observation of this, how you discovered this. You had something that happened, and it was a moment in time. I hope we find out exactly what it is. Right now, we have a lot of people still wondering, but we'll find out.
Yeah, we will. And if I hear anything, I'll definitely give you a holler back and keep you posted on it and stuff. So we'll kind of see where it goes from there.
You do that, Bret. When you're up in the helicopter, be safe up there. Keep an eye out. Okay. Keep an open mind. Appreciate it, man. Be safe.
Thanks, Blake.
Thank you, Bret. Right. Okay. Have a good night. Bye. All right, everybody. I want to get your opinion. What do you think about Bret's statement? Sure, there's some opinions that he gave us, but really no definite answer. In my opinion, this monolith remains a mystery. And as of right now, I just received an email this morning. Google Earth coordinates to the exact location to the monolith. In our opinion, we're going to be following up on this. I'm not sure if we're going to give the coordinates to the public, but we might give it to some associates so we could get there on location and do some on-the-ground reporting. We also got another email, and I want to give a special thanks to UFO Archive and Forbidden Knowledge with Billy Carson. These contacts reached out to me. They shared with me some information, and apparently there's an interview from a person who wants to remain anonymous, from an artist who apparently possibly built this thing, paid 10 people to go out there in the desert, $100 a piece, to set this thing up. But as of right now, I'm kind of skeptical on this artist saying this, because due to the fact there is no evidence backing it up. There is no photographic evidence of any artist putting this together, any construction of this monolith in the area. If an artist indeed made this and is coming forward, you would think that there would be some photographic or video evidence of the creator creating this thing. So right now, it still, in my opinion, remains a mystery, but I wanted to thank UFO Archive and Forbidden Knowledge for sharing some of the information coming in right here. We're going to follow up, and if this artist claims who he is, well, let's see it with some evidence, because you can't just say you created it without any kind of a photographic or video evidence. So in my opinion, this is still a mystery. Brent, what do you make of what's going on here? We got this interview last night. It was pretty late in Hawaii. I think it was about 10:30 at night when I got a call from Bret, the pilot, and he explained to us what he thought. Brent, what do you make of this?
Yeah, Blake, it was kind of interesting. We're talking to the anonymous caller that gave us the interview yesterday in regards to what he saw fall out of the sky. And then we got a call from 801, and it turned out to be Bret Hutchings. And guess what? He's a really cool guy. He gave us his time and his information, but is still kind of curious. He says that it's out of his hands right now, and to get an update from that, he's so far away from the subject, we might not get it. He did mention that they're cordoning off the area. They don't want people going there, and that just makes me highly suspicious on what's going on. I like the way Blake asked the last question, that we need to see evidence of this being dismantled. If that's really happening, we need to see that to put this to bed. But right now, I'm still looking forward to seeing what this all comes down to at the end right now. And we're still on the fence. We don't know.
Absolutely. And again, we did receive Google Earth coordinates to the possible location. We do see a monolith. It does look like it is the area. So it's very interesting. This thing may have been there for a while, but apparently from the report from the night before, the anonymous caller stated that he saw this thing fall out of the sky on the 20th of this month. And apparently there was an earthquake during that same day. Is there a correlation between the two? It's hard to say, but the mystery deepens. I hope we could get to the bottom of this. I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight on this incredible update, the live premiere. Everybody in the chat, all your comments. Let me tell you, this story's not over, and we're going to follow it till the end. So stand by for that. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell to be notified when we have these special updates. Plus, we got a lot of new UFO sightings that have just come into our Gmail and Facebook. Things are getting quite exciting. Everybody buckle up. Stay tuned for the next episode. We'll see everybody next time. Be safe out there.